In the Gita, the God himself is telling Arjun to take refuge in that supreme God, and for his attainment, advising him to go to those saints who are Tattvadarshi. Similarly, Allah is telling Hazrat Muhammad that there is some other complete God, and to attain him, look for those saints who are Tattvadarshi. Who is that Lord? To unravel all these mystical secrets, must listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
And how did half of this milk come out? Now Kabir Sahib started saying that you are well known. You are giving me glory. You know everything, like the way Guruji is treated. Otherwise, he himself was omniscient. He started saying that God, you had stopped the untouchability of the Hindu society. After preaching to this servant, you give initiation to all Hindus irrespective of their caste, you grant mantras, you love them all, but you still hate Muslims. Oh God, there is no caste and religion in the court of God. No religion or caste is bad. Humans can be bad. We have come to fix them and will get rid of their evil. If you still hate Muslims, you will not be able to attain salvation. Ramananji almost had a heart attack. He was so wounded that I had dedicated my whole life to salvation, and I will not get salvation if I still hate Muslims. At the same time, Ramanand Brahman stood up and hugged Sikandar Lodhi and said, Son, I am a very worthless person. Earlier also I did not consider anyone good except a Brahmin, and still I had this fault in me that I hated Muslims. Today, all these confusions of mine got resolved. Son, I made a mistake. Please forgive me. Sikandar Lodhi also held the feet of Swamiji. I am a sinful soul. I killed such a great man without thinking I am a super evil person. Today I am fortunate that I got the visitation of God Kabir and all these spectacles happened. In front of my eyes, today I also got an auspicious opportunity to recognize God. After that day, Ramananji did not hate any religion, caste or any person, and God told Swamiji, today your life was over. After today you had no age. And now you have got this life given by God. Ramananji says that God is standing in front of me. Oh God, I don't know from which birth my virtues has risen, that I got you. I was so mean. Even now I was considering myself superior, thinking that I am very good, but you have shown me how low I was. Pious souls, God preached there for 1 hour on the topic of Hindu and Muslim unity, that you all are the child of one father. This Kal has made us 2, 4 and 20 with each other, so that you keep fighting and dying among yourselves. No one could live peacefully. All are children of one God. He is the master of all. Now Sikandar Lodhi thought that he would take this great Saint Kabirji to Delhi, and there is a lot of estrangement between Hindus and Muslims, and by the teachings of this great saint they would be cured. They would become one. Half of the headache will end, because the king is always worried about his kingdom. So he prayed, Lord, please come to Delhi with me and preach there too. The condition is very bad there. There are quarrels between Hindus and Muslims. God said that, brother, I do not go with anyone. If one becomes my disciple, then I come. Otherwise, I do not talk to anyone. I do not go with them. Sikandar Lodhi said, God, this life is given by you. I want to be your disciple. God said that you will not eat meat, and there should be no animal violence in your entire state, and ban it that no one will eat meat, no one will do animal violence, no one will hunt. Now Sikandar Lodhi said, Lord, your servant agrees. I will do whatever you say, but my ban will not work. I will definitely impose it, but no one will listen to me. And there will be upheaval in my kingdom too, because these Muslims have become so confused. They take the meat as an offering, as a prasad, and whatever you say will be the order. God said that do one thing, that you will not eat. He said, I will not eat, I will not even touch meat after today, and whatever devotion you will tell me, I will do the same. The desperate man does all things. So God said, it is okay, I will go with you. On the other hand, Sikandar Lodhi's mentor, Sheikh Taki, remained in the rest house, and he didn't go to Ramanandji's ashram with Sikandar Lodhi because he said that I don't go to the temples of these Hindu infidels. I don't go to their ashrams because I am the best. And this superiority complex kills the living being. Here is only one best, Uttam Purusha Tvanya. And that best is the Supreme God. The rest call themselves superior. That is their mistake. They are making a big mistake. They are mistaken. Now Sheikh Taki had stayed in the rest house in Kashi. Then everyone came back, including Sikandar Lodhi, Bir Singh and God Kabir along with him. And that second Peer was sitting in front. So Sikandar Lodhi told his religious Peer, the previous Guru, that Sheikh Taki, there is no place of my happiness today. My disease has gone away. This Allah has come. God Himself has descended. Now it is said that a Wazir and a Fakir and this Peer, these two did not come together without fight. Now Sheikh Taki has caught fire inside that now the Sikandar Lodhi will give more importance to this other Peer, the other Guru, and your glory will be less, your livelihood will be less. Attachment, malice, jealousy and respect increased. It says, Raj tajna sahaj hai sahaj triya ke ne, aur maan badhai irshya durlabh tajna ye. Sikandar Lodhi said, Peer Ji, my chronic disease of burn has ended only by his blessings. And let me tell one more miracle, that Swami Ramanandji had said irrelevant things about me, told Muslims wrong, and I had beheaded his neck. And this Allah, this God made him alive in front of me. Allah Himself has come. Now because of this thing, he got splattered like oil, like pouring water into boiling oil. He got very angry, started saying that all these are things to be said. All these are artificial things. I will know only when someone shows it in front of me. Now Sikandar Lodhi thought, now brother, if you don't agree then don't, but how can I forget the story that happened with me, the incident that happened with me? The next day they left for Delhi and Lord Kabir was seated on King Sikandar Lodhi's elephant in his own Ambari with respect. Now, the journey from Kashi to Delhi was to take 2-3 days. They stopped at a place on the way. Seeing the river, they made their camp to spend the night. They pitched their tents and started resting separately. Now Sikandar Lodhi went to Sheikh Taki early in the morning to pay obeisance as usual and said, Salam alaikum, Peer Ji. Peer Ji's face is turning crooked. He says, what is my need? You have found the one to salute. What is my need? And now I will go and tell all the Muslims that the king has become an infidel. He had made a Hindu a guru. Now the ground has slipped under the feet of Sikandar Lodhi. that he will spoil things. As soon as he leave and he does not agree, does not listen at all, Sikandar Lodhi said that, Pirji, what mistake has happened? He said that you have found God, you have found Allah. From when Allah started coming in shape, you are talking against our Muslim religion, and only our Hazrat Muhammad Ji had brought alive a cow, a goat it is, said that you consider him as Allah. I do not believe, and will tell this whole story to the whole Muslim community. Then they know and you know. Now Sikandar knew that he would destroy as soon as he will go. Sikandar Lodhi came back to the tent where Kabir Ji was sitting. Seeing the sadness on Sikandar Lodhi's face, God asked, King, have you heard any bad news about kingdom? Why are you disappointed? Sikandar Lodhi said, Lord, what should I tell? Only I can know my sorrow. I am aware of the incidents that have happened to me, but this Pirji, who is my religious teacher, who is my former master, doesn't know anything. Now he is making me so sad. God, I have not been at peace since yesterday. I had seen his activity from there also, and now he is making a very crooked face, and as soon as we reach, he will tell all Muslims, then my kingdom will not remain. God asked what he wants. Sheikh Taki said that, show me revive the dead, then I will know, otherwise I do not agree, I was not there. So Kabir Ji said, tell him to bring a dead body, whether an animal, a bird or a human being, bring it, and I will make it alive. Tell him to bring a dead body. Sikandar Lodhi went to Sheikh Taki and said, Pirji, you bring a dead body. And Kabir Ji says that he will make him alive now. So he says, from where should I bring? Someday the time will come, then I will see. Now God knew that he had made the king tense, and by the time we reached Delhi, Sikandar would have a heart attack. So he had made the king tense, and by the time we reached Delhi, Sikandar would have a heart attack. So it is said that God made a reason to remove the tension of his devotee in a second. What did they see at the same time? Someone was walking outside the river, someone was taking a bath, someone was roaming around. And what did you see? That the dead body of a child, the body of a child of 12, 13 years of age, who was cremated after death, because there are some tribes who do not bury in the ground, do not cremate, do not perform rituals in fire. They only make water flow. They think that fish will eat his body, insects will eat him and will get some good. And in the river which is going towards the sea, they make a floating like this, like a raft in the river which is going towards the sea, by putting a piece of grass, pale wood, lying it down with respect and putting a cloth on it, and let the body flow in water. Such body of a dead child was coming from that flowing water. So everyone said that there is a dead body. Everyone came running out. Someone called Kabir Ji as well. Sheikh Taki also came. And Sheikh Taki says, now let's show making him alive. Then we will agree. God said, first you show us, else you will make your number that I would have done it. 2. Now everyone said, it's okay, we'll Sheikh Taki. You also show it. Do you have any power? Now he started doing his jantar mantar, felt ashamed. But what can he do? The dead body went about 2-3 furlongs, that is 600-700 feet down, flowing in the downstream. Then Sheikh Taki says that he wanted to get the bull removed from his head. He cannot do that too. He only talks. He wanted that the dead should go, your shame will be set. He did this, he assigned to me. Now God gave such a sign by the hand, and the dead body started flowing back like a boat with an engine, a motor with an engine, and it moved against the flow of the river. Similarly, dead body came back from the river like this and stopped there in front of it, lying like this. That dead body, the waves of the river are flowing from below and the dead body was stable, then God said that, O living soul, wherever you are, enter it by Kabir's order and come out. The Lord had said this much, and the whole body started trembling, and that child stood up and came out swimmingly and prostrated at the feet of the God. Hail Bandi Chhod Kabir Sahib Ji! Virtuous souls, he was God. And these divine spectacles of God are also written 600 years ago, and no one allowed these spectacles to reach us. Because the messengers, preachers of Kal, are without count. And there is no one who considers God as God. Even though Kabir Panthis believe in Kabir Ji, but they call Kabir Ji as Satguru. They say that God is formless, Satpurush is formless, Kabir Ji is only Sadguru. Bandi Chhod used to say that Kal had committed such an atrocity and has destroyed the glory of God. Now, virtuous souls, these are spectacles of God. Divine play of Sri Krishna Ji has passed for many thousands of years till today. Only that one is heard and recited, but I can tell you millions of God spectacles that has proof today. Now Sheikh Taki has caught fire again. Where was he to believe? The 10-12-year-old boy who was brought alive by God, all the people present said that, "Oh Kabir Ji, you did amazing, you did amazing." He named the boy Kamal and kept the boy as his son, kept him as his son, told him knowledge and devotion. After that, God reached Delhi. Now, going to Delhi, Sheikh Taki vented his anger, gathered all the Muslims that the king has become an infidel, and brothers, you will see things will get worse. So the Muslims started saying that, Peer Ji, then what is the treatment? He said that, you all come with me. An infidel has come and he has put some magic on the king. He does not believe in anyone except him. You come with me and we will test him. We will see by putting him in a pan of mustard oil with boiling oil. It is okay if he dies, and if he doesn't die, we will accept that he is God Allah. Everyone said it's okay, Sheikh Taki. So he reached in front of the court amidst Sikandar Lodi, chanting Zindabad Murdabad with thousands of Muslims. Now the king got to know what is the noise happening. He came to know that Sheikh Taki had brought thousands of Muslim people. The king called 5 to 10 chiefs inside. When asked the reason, he was told the reason. Now Sikandar Lodi was very sad that he had brought the saint so that people would listen to some of his views and our mutual enmity would reduce, but Sheikh Taki has committed atrocities. Kabir Ji was kept in a separate room in his own residence. He was living with respect. When he went there, Kabir Ji asked the king, what is the reason? Looking very disappointed, he told the whole story. Sikandar Lodi was told by Sheikh Taki that we will test Kabir Ji and we will see by putting him in a cauldron of boiling mustard oil. If he remains alive, we will accept him as God. Now Kabir Ji said, do one thing, tell him to do what he wants. And Sikandar Lodi took orders and told Sheikh Taki to do whatever you want to do. Now Sikandar Lodi was confident that he would not be able to do anything wrong. From there they made a big stove with good thick wood, placed a big pan on it, filled mustard oil and burnt the wood in it, and told the people who were burning wood to boil it so much that the one got burnt, and as soon as he enters it, he dies at once. Just like that, it was boiled badly, like tea is boiled. Now Sheikh Taki said that bring him and put him in it. God got up and came and stood near the cauldron and said, "Don't bother so much, Sheikh Taki ji. I will enter myself." God immediately entered and sat down comfortably. The neck was visible. Outside, God was sitting, watching comfortably, and Sheikh Taki says that nothing has happened. Sheikh Taki said that he had cooled this hot oil by doing occultism. Now, Sikandar Lodi thought that if nothing happened to Guruji, Kabirji, then it is possible that he has kept it cool by doing magic. Sikandar Lodi thought, I will check and see. God said, King, don't give your hand in this because of this useless man's request. Your finger will not be found, it is so hot. Sikandar Lodi still didn't agree that Kabirji is sitting, then what would happen to my fingers? While doing this, he put 2 fingers inside. As much as the finger that had gone in the oil was immersed, that much was cut and separated. And there was so much pain that Sikandar Lodi fainted. Then God came out of that cauldron, that the king was killed by these useless people. What happened now? Doctors used to be with Sikandar Lodi, sprinkled water, he regained consciousness at once, but the pain was so much that he fainted again. Now God completed his finger by holding it. That finger was not even cut off. And where was the pain to remain again? Then Sikandar Lodi got up. Now virtuous souls, several thousand spectators, Muslims and Hindus stood there to watch this scene. Sheikh Taki did not agree, but the faith of those thousands towards God increased unwaveringly. And everyone said, Lord, you have done wonders. You are the God who has come. Initiate us. We want to take refuge under you. Many thousands took divine initiation. Now Sheikh Taki is on fire again because Raj tajna sahaj hai, sahaj triya ka ne, और मान बढ़ाई ईर्ष्या दुर्लभ तजना ये. After 2 days, Sheikh Taki again gathered the Muslims and told Sikandar Lodi that we will take one more test. We will put him in a dry well and close it by putting soil on top. Then we will see. Then we will accept that he is Allah if he comes out. God accepted this prayer too, told the king, let him do what he wants to do. He has to kill me no matter what. I will die. Don't worry, let him do what he wants to do. Sikandar used to say that he is not under my control. He is a wicked person, he can get anything done. He can even turn my rule upside down. So virtuous souls, they caught God and put him in a very deep well in which there was no water. And it used to be so deep that water used to come out after 200-150 feet. And God was poured into it, and on top of that, pebbles, bushes, thorny bushes, and mud and cow dung, small bricks, completely thrashed. And Sheikh Taki just again twisted the turban that, oh, now it has become a matter. Sheikh Taki reached after watching his hands and feet in Sikandar Lodi's coat and said, Sikandar Lodi, O king, now where is that your Allah? Now Sheikh Taki had taken him there. After some time Kabirji came and returned to his room and he was sitting. Sikandar Lodi served a meal and didn't ask how he came. Why have you come? This was the spectacle of the master. He did not let his intellect come. After listening to Sheikh Taki that we have put him in the well, in the pit, where is your God? Sikandar Lodi started saying, about whom are you talking, Sheikh Taki? About your Guru, about Kabir. We have put hundreds of tons of soil on top of him by putting him in a dry well. We have put trees and burdens. Now come out and show us. Sikandar Lodi started saying that he had come in and he's sitting in the room, and let me show you. Now after seeing Sheikh Taki gone, he did like this, and the wicked still did not agree that, oh, you are amazing. God has coming. Take hold of his feet. This post of Peer Guru does not work in front of God. And these fake gurus go twice as far away from God because of pride still. He didn't agree. Now Sheikh Taki was so cruel, he again put another condition, saying that I will believe he is Allah when he will revive my daughter. The daughter of Sheikh Taki, a 12-13-year-old girl, had died and she was buried in the grave. Now he started saying that I will accept him as Allah when he makes my daughter alive. Sheikh Taki wanted to kill two birds with one stone. If my daughter doesn't revive, then he will be defeated. And if she will get alive, then my daughter will be with me. Through this politics, he again put this condition. God said, Sikandar Lodi, tell Sheikh Taki, I will make this girl alive on the third day. Before this, beat the drum everywhere in the surrounding area. Announce everywhere, it will not happen like this. Tomorrow again he will refuse. There will be thousands and lakhs of people. They will also have faith in God. Sikandar Lodi has sent all the servants around to go to every village to make an announcement that such a saint has come. Sheikh Taki's girl is buried in the grave. He will make her alive. Hearing this news, thousands, 20, 30, 50,000 people gathered there. Men and women all came, and the grave was opened. Now God said, Sheikh Taki, now you can do your Jantar Mantar and see, else you will make your number later. That you can make your daughter alive. All the people present said that, Lord, if he had any power, then who would let his daughter die? Who would bury her to the grave? You do it yourself. It is not in his control. Then God said that, O daughter of Sheikh Taki, come alive. Waited for some time, but it did not happen. Then again said that, O daughter of Sheikh Taki, come alive. She did not come alive. Now there is no place for Sheikh Taki's happiness. Started doing bhangra, started dancing and jumping, saying, see, the pretender of the hypocrite has been caught. See, brother, see, he is such a liar and a hypocrite. He has nothing. Now God said again for the third time, still she did not come alive. Then he jumped like an antelope jumps. Then God said, calm down, Peerji. Now see, holy souls, that evil person is not sad that his daughter is not alive, celebrating the loss of Kabir Ji. Then God said that, O living soul, wherever you are, come back by order of Kabir and enter and come out in the body of his daughter. The owner had said this much. The whole body started trembling. That girl stood up, came out and bowed down at the feet of God. Hail Bandi Chhod Kabir Sahib Ji! Now, pious souls, God said, go daughter with your father. The girl said, no, he is not the father. He is the enemy of the society. He is the enemy of human society. He and I had a relationship till the age of 12 years. There was no life left in me. Now I was getting ready to go into the animal form. Today, this God of mine has revived me. And that girl preached for 1.5 hours. God put that cassette inside her, faxed knowledge into her. That girl preached for 1.5 hours that people, this Allah himself has come, this is Allahu Akbar, this is the supreme God, this is the creator of the whole universe. Told about herself that I had also made a mistake by not recognizing this God. Today my divine vision is working. Now, pious souls, that girl remembered the whole story of her past life. This wonderful soul of Kamali has been serving at the feet of the Lord since Satyug. In Satyug, she was Vidyadhar Brahman's wife named Deepika. At that time, she had met God in the form of a child. Both had served God. God made their virtues. Then the same soul of the both became a Vedvid Brahman in Treta Yuga, and she became his wife named Surya. Then both of them had some virtues. They lived in heaven. After that, that soul of Vedvid became Swami Ramanand, and the soul Surya, aka Deepika, became Kamali. She was born in the Muslim religion. Now, it is not a child's play to enter this knowledge in the Muslim religion. They have become so engrossed that they do not believe in anyone other than their knowledge and this formless God, Kal. Now, God reached there. She was a 10-12-year-old girl, then met her and explained this knowledge to his daughter because it is God's law.
जो जन मेरी शरण है ताका हूं मैं दास, और गेल गेल लग गया फिर जब लग धरती आकाश।
Now that Kamali had met God on the same basis, Kamali is telling, I had met God. When I was 12 years old, my name was Rabia. And being influenced by the knowledge of God, my previous deeds also worked. I took initiation also. I did true devotion for 4 years and refused to get married. Now, what was the story, holy souls? This Rabia was 12 years old. God met her. All the knowledge was explained to her. It was her past rituals. She accepted God even in such a religion, struggled for 4 years with the society, with her parents, and continued to do true spiritual practice and refused to marry, that I will remain celibate for life. But parents were conservative, stopped eating. Daughter, where will we show our face? How will we keep the daughter at home? So seeing the sorrow of her parents, she gave approval that I will get married, but thought in mind that I will decide with my husband. When marriage happens, there is such a process in Muslim religion in that marriage has to be accepted. Both the children are asked sitting in front of each other, daughter, do you agree to marry him? If she gives consent, then marriage takes place. Otherwise, it does not happen. So she gave her consent. The marriage took place. She got married to a very pious soul, a senior officer, and established a relationship. Now that girl went to her husband and said that I want to talk to you. He said, speak. She told the whole story that I'll not get married. I will not give birth to a child. I didn't want to get married. My parents were influenced by society a lot and became more sad due to public shame. So he asked, then why did you marry? If you don't want a child and will not make relation with me, then why did you accept the marriage? She said that was my compulsion. My father had become very sad due to public shame. Now you see, if you do not accept my condition, then I will commit suicide. I can't let you touch me. I won't go on family way. Now he was a very kind man, a good man. He thought that, brother, why should I become a part of sin? She is such a goddess. He was God-fearing. He said, listen, Rabia, okay, I will marry another, because Muslims can have many marriages. But keep one thing in mind, as your parents have respect, so is that for my parents. I will give you a separate room and you keep doing devotion in the eyes of the world. You will be my wife, but in my eyes, you will be like my sister. I will not let you suffer anything. But I will not let you go out of the house. I will not let you stay out of the curtain. Rabia breathed a sigh of happiness. Oh Allah, you listen to me very well. Now that girl got influenced by society because 1, 2, 20,000 lakhs all are doing the same activities of devotion. She left the devotion of God and started the devotion of folklore. Now, pious souls, due to lack of satsang, till now this lightning kept on falling. If that girl had been getting satsang while living, now God has shown those errors in the society first, that this lightning falls like this. That is why you will need satsang from time to time. So she got distracted and started doing previous devotion, namaz, etc., which was in her religion, and all this Bakrid, Eid, she started doing everything. When she reached old age, she told her husband that performing Hajj is compulsory. If you allow me, can I go to perform Hajj? It is believed in Muslim religion that those who perform Hajj go directly to heaven when they die. One who does not perform Hajj does not get the full benefits. Her husband said, "You can go." He had seen that I had never seen her talking to anyone outside in the street. He said that I will get a camel arranged for you and send some servants along with it. She said, "No, I will go by foot. Many other people are going." Now she has started walking. Some of the accompanying persons were going, some were coming, some sat somewhere on the way. She was going straight. She saw that a bitch was standing thirsty on top of a well. Her small puppies were lying separately. And she was so thirsty that she came towards Rabia's feet, then ran and peeped towards the well, then at her feet. Now Rabia has seen that she is very thirsty, went there and saw that there was no bucket, no rope in the well. Now seeing the plight of that bitch from there, she could not bear it. It is said, Daya bin Darvesh Kasai. The one who does not have mercy, that saint, Darvesh, that monk is like a butcher. Now that girl did not see any option. There is no village or hut nearby from where she could get a bucket. She didn't see the way she pulled out the hair of her head like this, khasakhas, khasakhas. You pluck out 5 or 4 hairs at once. She pulled them out like this, completely pulled out all the hairs and made a rope. She bled herself. The rope was very long. There used to be water in the depth. Took off her clothes. Earlier they used to wear thick khadi clothes. She dipped it in the water below the dam and then took it out and squeezed into the broken earthen pot lying there. Then the water was taken out and the bitch drank it in a second, and then she looked at her face again like this, in this way. She satisfied that bitch. After that, she cleaned the blood from her hair and got ready to walk. After wearing clothes, wanted to leave. At the same moment, it is said that where they go to Mecca to perform Hajj, where they go to Mecca to bow their heads, such a building rises up and sits next to that well, like a train puts on a platform. Now seeing that, Rabia ran inside Mecca, bowed down, bowed as they do there. She had a dream that I had come to Mecca. On the other hand, Mecca did not remain at its place. There was an outcry among the people. Where did Mecca go? There was a devotee named Ibrahim Adham Sultan, the one who was a disciple of the Almighty in his earlier birth. And he was also confused like that. At that time also God Kabir Ji had met him. And he was familiar with the knowledge of God. He used to go to Mecca with the aim that as a being Muslim, he can explain to the misguided Muslims that there is no God in this Mecca. Allah will be found in some other way. Now Ibrahim was emperor of God's will in his first birth. His name was something else. Now he is famous, that's why he is called Sultan. There people were asking, where is Mecca? Where was Mecca? And Adham, Ibrahim Sultan, knew God has told that son, that stupid girl has broken her name and started doing the same devotion which was prevalent. Her deeds got spoiled. So that Adham Sultan says that Makkah has gone to pick a whore. Sultan Adham went to Makkah and Mecca is a house. They say Mecca means the place of salvation. Ibrahim Adham Sultan says that this is not Mecca, it is a house and it has gone to pick a whore. Now people were asking that whom did it go to pick up? He went to pick up a whore. What his point was that the wretch had committed atrocities, abandoning the devotion of God, and because of that devotion, the virtues that were accumulated due to the devotion of that God, then from that spectacle she was getting so many achievements and such relief that God is so kind, He sent Mecca for that daughter. Supreme God Kabir Ji has sent. God does not see His devotees sad. Even if he was carrying a mold, there is a proof in the Mahabharata that there was a Tateri bird, and Tateri doesn't even worship anyone. At that time, when she produced eggs during Mahabharata in the war field of Kurukshetra, the army stood, all were prepared for the war. Then she saw that this has become a disaster. Your children will die. Your eggs will die. They will die. Then she pleaded to God, crying out of conscience, Lord, protect my eggs. It is said that at the same time an elephant of Indra, so heavy, such a huge bell of the elephant which had 88,000 mound weight, this much weight came from above and fell on those eggs. Mahabharata happened, fire arrows were released, whole world died, but the eggs were not affected. Now she was not even doing any devotion. Still the Lord God Kabir himself protected her from the rites of her previous birth. Now this was the situation of Rabia. That Kal wants them to become atheists and God wants them to remain in love with the Lord. And when this time of Kali Yuga comes, now is the time to give salvation to everyone. Till now it was necessary to keep this devotion and faith in God in our heart. So for this purpose, God picked up Mecca and sent it there for that daughter. Now Ibrahim Sultan is scolding her. What drama is she showing? There will be wow in the world. She will be puffed up with joy. She will spoil her deeds, and the same happened. When Mecca came back to the place, they saw that it is bringing a sister. Her name was Rabia. At that time, the glory of Rabia became such in the entire Muslim religion that if there is devotion, then it should be like Rabia. If there is devotion, it should be like Rabia. If there is a devotee, then it should be like this. If you are a devotee, then you should be like this. Now, holy souls, what will happen next to her in the next birth? She became a girl named Bansuri, and she was such a devotee. Still, she had so much faith in her heart. When she reached old age, she thought that it is said that one who dies in Mecca attains God, goes straight to the heaven, to Bhisht. She thought that what other occasion would be better than this? She cut her head and offered it in Mecca and died. Now, it has been rumored everywhere that Bansuri went to heaven. Bansuri went straight to heaven. Now, where to go to heaven? In the next birth, again, she became a girl, she became a prostitute. Spent a life as a prostitute. And then after 4 years of true worship of that God, she got 4 consecutive human births. Now in her human life, only 12 years of age left, then she did not have human life left for many ages. She was born again in the form of a girl in the house of Sheikh Taki. Pious souls, that kind God has first made their karma. God came to their house in Satyug and they were sage, didn't listen to the Almighty, spoiled their deeds, kept doing their wrong practices. Then in Treta again God came again in the same form, made their karma. They served the Lord since childhood. God assumed the form of a child. And then one became Ramanand and one became Kamali, wandering here and there. Now God came again and took care of both of them. God says, you don't know how sad I am for you. You are now roaming around happy after drinking the cannabis of this Kal.
कबीर ये माया अटपटी सब गटा नड़ी और किस किस न समझाऊं या कुआ बांग पड़ी।
Now God says,
मैं रोत हूं सृष्टि को, सृष्टि रोवे मोहे, और गरीबदास इस वियोग को समझ नहीं सकता कोई।
now pious souls, why did that Supreme God face so many sorrows? You have consumed so much cannabis that even after saying so much it doesn't affect you. Everyone is so intoxicated, their son, daughter, car, shed and this factory is visible to them only. And God tells us that you are seeing everyday billionaires died after falling from a helicopter. This company also remained here and the bungalow's son and daughter also remained here, and he's standing like a donkey. And still your eyes do not open, because earlier we did not know the way. It was our system. Now God has cleared it. Now God says, even now you will not walk on this path, then children, it is not my fault. Then, O pious souls, in the fourth era itself, this stake will be claimed which you have made today. Otherwise, this knowledge and this God, we had never heard even in my dreams. And today it is becoming public. Even now, these messengers of Kal were trying with the inspiration of Kal that we should suppress it. This knowledge should not come up, otherwise our shop will be closed. But now it is God's order. Now if someone will try to stop it, if someone will obstruct it, if someone will stand in the way as an obstacle, it will be like a blind donkey standing on the railway track. A blind donkey stood on the railway track. The train started coming from there, and he heard a rumble from far away. He thought that someone wants to disturb me. The conscience of the blind is very good. He noticed that there is a problem. From here, he put both hind feet there and thought that, let him come, I will kick him. Where have they come to disturb me? Now, as soon as the train came near, that blind donkey kicked both of his hind leg, and train lifted him and threw him into 3 pieces. So who was the blind donkey? Hiranyakashipu was the blind donkey. Who was the blind donkey? Kans. Who was the blind donkey? Ravana. And even now those who are obstructing this path are also blind donkeys. Now on the path of God, if someone comes in the path of this master and does any nonsense, then God will not forgive him. Now it will go all over the world. Now seeing such type of divine spectacles, everyone said that God has done wonders, he has done wonders. The girl was named Kamali. God told her, go daughter with your father. She said no, he is the enemy of the society. He and I had a connection only till 12 years. My life was not left as a human being. That daughter stood up and told everyone. And now I found my father. She laid her head at the feet of Supreme God Kabir. You are my master, you are my father, you are the master of the clan. Now God kept that girl like his daughter and put her on the path of devotion. Pious souls, seeing such spectacles of God and Lord appearing at 100 places in a single day, narrated these satsangs. He gave happiness to his children. Today this television has started even if a person can speak at 1 crore places in one day. And there was no such media at that time, and there were no loudspeakers. There were no such advanced means of broadcasting. At that time, there were 64 lakh disciples of God Kabir. They were not aware of any knowledge. He is kind. It is said, Uttam Purusha tu Anha Paramatma iti udharate, Ya Loktriyam Avishya Vibharti Avyaya Ishvara. In Gita Ji chapter 15, verse 17, and in Yajurved chapter 5, proof has been given twice. Agne Tanorasi Vishnave Tva Somasya Tanorasi. Agne means God, Tanur means corporeal, Asi means is. God is corporeal, that God is in form, he is corporeal. Then two have been said because that God resides there in one form. He sits on a throne inside his main place, that is Satlok, by assuming another form of his own. He assumes the form of a child and remains there as well. And thirdly, God comes like this, appears anywhere, and after giving some relief to his devotees and then returns to his Satlok. So it is written in that, Vo Vishnave Tva Somasya Tanurasi. Tva means that God. What is that way of maintaining, nourishing of that God? To maintain and nourish all by giving you true devotional mantras and destroying your sins by making you happy with his blessings and your devotion. Firstly, God feeds you some virtue from his side, and then you are told that now you stand on your feet. Do this devotion, do such activities, you will be happy. So there were 64 lakh disciples of God. And they had so much happiness, all were sad. Some were suffering, some were crying, some had ghost obstacles. Now God has recharged everyone once. But we did not have knowledge as our base, we only considered materialistic pleasures as our base and believed in God that our Guruji is very good and gives a lot of relief. We could not accept God as God because we were not familiar with the scriptures. And our ancestors at that time were illiterate, uneducated, did not have alphabet knowledge, and only Brahmin class had the right to read Sanskrit, and they did not understand Vedas and Puranas, and God used to tell the same knowledge which this servant is telling you 600 years ago. These ignorant sages and great sages and fake gurus had rejected this knowledge as the real knowledge of God by saying that Kabir is uneducated. What does he know about Vedas, Puranas and Gita ji? He is a liar. And because of which we could not recognize God and virtuous souls. This is Kal's another trap. God will definitely give you happiness. He is an ocean of happiness. But when you get relief, you become happy, then you go away from God. This is but natural. A sad person wants God, and as soon as there is a little happiness, then he puffs up. What happened once Kabir ji was doing satsang somewhere, and there was a prostitute, Ganika, and she heard the discussion of God. At night, her ears perked up. She took a bath and sat by the window of her house and bolted the gate from outside and locked it from inside. Calmly she listened to the discussion of God. Her soul cursed her that, what am I doing? What I should have done. Almighty preached for 2 hours there in a loud voice at night time, calm weather, voice goes far. The girl went at the same time and put her head at the feet of God and said, Lord, can even a lowly person like me be saved? God asked, who are you? Standing up, the daughter said that I am a prostitute. Oh God, I heard your knowledge. My heart broke. I committed sin unknowingly. Lord, forgive me. God said, daughter, the nature of soap is to remove dirt. You take initiation, leave evil in future. You will get salvation. Now she has taken the initiation. Now her hunger was awakened for the devotion of God. Wherever the satsang is held, at someone's house or somewhere in the nearby locality, the daughter of God reaches immediately. And those who were the disciples of God, they also became happy. There is no more sorrow. After a few days, they start thinking with their own thinking, forgetting the order of God. They started threatening that girl, saying, "Don't come here, you have insulted Maharajji. What will people say here? Prostitute comes in satsang, Guruji will be defamed." 2-4 devotees gave that threat. Now that girl cried a lot sitting near God. The master asked daughter, "What is the matter?" She told God, "What should I do now? Devotees are telling me like this, don't come here. Lord, I can't stay. I want to listen to your knowledge more and more. My sins are cut off." And God said through Satsang brother,
भाई कुष्टी होवे संत बंदगी कीजियो, होवे स्या कै विश्वास चरण चित दीजिए.
no matter how sad, sick, leper a devotee is, if he worships God, he should not be hated. And now down to them to keep them with love. And even if she is a prostitute, and if she too has yearning for God, true passion, desire in her heart, then consider her as a sister, daughter, and respectable. And if unhappy person will come to the satsang, that is thief, dacoit, robber, that evildoer, then how will they know that you are doing bad things or doing well? He was doing the same. So it will be known only after coming to the satsang. As soon as you stop using soap and water on dirty clothes, then the clothes will be twice as dirty. And calling them and saying, "Son, you should not have said this. How good were you? Look inside yourself." Once the villagers were beating a woman, a saint reached, asked the reason, "Why are you beating her? Why are you killing her?" Now everyone said that she is a very wicked person, she is a prude, she is a miscreant, she is like this, she is an adulteress. That saint said that, "Brother, do this, she will be punished but in another way." That brother pick up 1 stone each. And when I say to throw stones, throw all. But listen carefully, only those will throw stones who have never felt guilty after seeing any sister or daughter, and who have never committed such a sin. It was well known about that saint that the words he took out, he can hurt you a lot. He is a saint with accomplishment. Now stones fell from everyone's hands, no one dared to kill. Now, this is a mistake in us. Seeing the faults of others, we call them very bad and keep ourselves hidden, and then we are sitting with respect in the society. So, pious souls, God gave knowledge in every way, but they did not consider their intellect corrupted because they were happy. And in happiness, mind suggests nonsense. Then what did God say? "Daughter, I will come to your house." Now God started going to that girl sitting in the courtyard, leaving the doors open into street, and used to narrate knowledge to that daughter. Now there is more murmur all around that in old age Guruji is spoiled. They completely destroyed it and started using their own wisdom, and if this is said about Guruji, then he becomes Guruji's guru. Now God thought, "Brother, let me remove these arrogance and also see whether they are devotees or following me because of the happiness and benefits received from me. Have they understood me or not? And how many have understood?" God told that girl, "Daughter, you do one thing. Tomorrow you have to walk with us. You have to do like this. Wear all the ornaments as you used to do before. Apply lipstick and come fully prepared." She said, "Okay, whatever, father, whatever you command." From there, Kabir ji told his disciple Ravidas ji to take an elephant on rent for 1 day. He took an elephant on rent. God Kabir ji filled the water of the Ganges in a bottle, in a transparent bottle. Ravidas ji became the elephant's rider and made that girl sit in the middle. The prostitute Ganika was famous all over Kashi, and Kabir ji sat in the back side, and God put his hand on that girl's shoulder like this, and in one hand she drank Ganga water, pretending it to be alcohol, while sitting, God told Ravidas ji that take elephant from the main market. He took the elephant from the main market. Now whoever says that what drama is happening here. Say like this, he is Kabir, he is a weaver, and that Kabir ji had many disciples. Call them to come. We would have said earlier, he goes there like this, he goes there where prostitutes go. See, today in the intoxication of alcohol, he doesn't even know where you are doing prostitution. This is your guru. Now whoever sees that corrupt disciple, they would say, like I used to go sometimes, I went for only one day, he is not my teacher. The point is that 64 lakhs out of 64 lakhs have become alienated after seeing this spectacle of God. Some have lost contact with God because of public shame. There were two devotees named Arjun, Sarjun. They had gone out somewhere. When they came back, all the devotees said, Brother, Guruji has lost his mind. Guruji has committed atrocities. He was openly doing prostitution, started drinking alcohol, and was roaming on an elephant with a prostitute. They couldn't believe this. Brother, are you saying these words about Guruji? Your tongue will be cut off. Hey, what are you talking about? Such a great saint. Where has your intelligence gone? In which hell? Where are you roaming? What are you talking about? Have you drunk alcohol? They said a lot. But the disciples said that you will come to know if you go there in the evening, you will meet Kabirji in prostitute's house. Now, seeing the feelings of that daughter, God reached there. The owner had to check both of them, had to test them too, had to investigate how devout they are. So they went. Arjun Sarjun came out of the street. The front gate was open. God was sitting in the courtyard. That girl was sitting down on the ground and was pressing the feet of Sadguru. Arjun Sarjun went ahead once, then saw Brother Guruji sitting here. The matter got worse. Both thought, let's pray to Guruji, come inside and say, Guruji, you should not have sat here. This is the door of a defamed woman. God said, Arjun Sarjun, you are no longer my disciple, son. Today you have become my teacher when you are giving advice to Guruji. And now go away, you rascals. Your intelligence has become corrupt. God said,
ऊंच नीच में हम रहें, ये तो मेरे लिए तो हार्ड चाम की दे। अर्जुन सर्जुन समझियो तुम करियो शब्द सने.
and said that you go, run away from here. Now they were pious souls. They sat there holding their stomachs that we made a mistake, God. Oh God, our intellect has gone. Hey bastards, when you were getting so much benefit from me, that time I was God. Now I have become evil. Even this much intelligence is not working. I made your dead alive. You benefited from me in every way. Then Arjun Sarjun sat down, said like this, God, can we sinners also be saved? God said, now it's not possible in this body. Because no matter without say, now you cannot have that attachment towards me because it has accumulated in your heart that Guruji is sitting here wrong. And someone cannot have the same faith, not in this situation. So he is a devotee who does not allow even a single faith in his Guru to deteriorate in his mind, no matter what the whole society says. Even today, Karantha incident happened with this servant. It is God's spectacle. They defamed so much, used to commit hooliganism, used to do these or that in the ashram, and there it used to be like this. Oppression used to happen and got it published in the newspapers. This was God's spectacle to test you. But you were such a pious soul and you were familiar with these earlier accidents. Where do you get lost? You also remembered these foul points. Because of this, you were successful today, and we are seeing the result of this. Many times more than before, the beloved souls of God have come It is not even contained in your heart that what nonsense they are doing, because you were looking from your eyes. And it resulted in this. So, pious souls, Sikandar Lodhi, the king of Delhi, had come there. He had reached Kashi, and God had done this only when biggest king had also come. Now, Sikandar Lodhi reached Kashi. Sheikh Taki was also going along with him, and Hindus and Muslims all gathered near Sheikh Taki, complaining that the king is coming, big emperors are coming, God, our life has become difficult, it has become difficult for sisters and daughters to come out of the house, prostitution is happening openly. Who is it? Who did this? They brought Kabirji by holding him, and Sikandar, that evil person standing in front of him, to whom God gave such relief, gave such happiness. Today his intelligence also went away. His intelligence also slipped. And he got scared of the public, lest your rule go away. God gives the rule. If the public gives the rule, then what is there to stay? Now the sense of saying is, what punishment did they want to give to God? Tie him with a dam, handcuffs around his neck, handcuffs in his hands, fetters on his feet, and put him in the river in the Ganges. And the same was done while sitting in the boat, while shackles and handcuffs were applied, tied around the neck, and God was thrown in the middle of the Ganges. And the spectators are the people of entire Kashi, standing all around. Now when they threw God with handcuffs and fetters on the water, they automatically broke and fell on one side, and the God sat on that water as if sitting on the ground, and the waves are going up and down from below. Now those boatmen have come back, God is sitting like this, and everyone was watching that he has not drowned. Then Sheikh Taki said, throw stones at him, throw stones. They started pelting stones. Then Sheikh Taki started saying that shoot arrows, shoot him. Now that too didn't hit. Then what did he say? Bring cannon, everyone's intellect is getting corrupted. The king gave the order, took repentance, and from there they shot shells at God. Either they slipped there or went away and fell arbitrarily 2 kilometers away, somewhere in a pond. God did not allow it to fall somewhere else, destroying someone else. It is said that till 4 duration, that means for 12 hours, the wicked spirits were hitting God with shells, bullets, stones, sticks, whatever came in hand, and nothing happened to the Almighty. Garib Das Ji says,
गरीब दास उस पुरी में सबकी बुद्धि का नाश है.
And yet all of their intellects are being destroyed. They couldn't recognize like this, oh, God is sitting and he is not having any effect. Hold the feet and apologize then. God thought that now Sheikh Taki will continue to get these innocent souls rehearsed like this. He immediately sat down in the river, was seen drowning. Everyone celebrated, round, round, round. Then they put sand on it. Sheikh Taki sent people to look for Ravidas Ji. Where is he? He used to say, Kabir is God, God is Kabir, God is Kabir. Ask, where is he? When they reached, Kabir Ji was singing his speeches by taking Iktara. Seeing him, they ran away in reverse. He's sitting there. Then they caught God. There used to be a bloody elephant used to give him alcohol, and then he used to beat the man badly, break it, tear it to pieces, and then used to eat him. When someone like this used to punish a criminal, the audience used to stand all around. Sikandar Lodhi is sitting on a high platform. They tied God and put him in the ground and brought that elephant with trained mahout. He made the elephant drink alcohol now. When the elephant came close to God, then God immediately showed the form of a lion. The elephant roared, screamed, and ran in the opposite direction. Now Mahout thought that you have lost your job, now you will die. He hit him with a straight spear and he straightened it again. He ran away after seeing it. Now God thought that this creature will hurt more. God showed his form to that Sikandar Lodhi. That lion's form God showed to Sikandar Lodhi, and he looked as if he had just come on the stage. He stood trembling like this and stood up just like that. And once again, after finishing the lion's form, after finishing it, God showed such a bright body attached till the sky. God was seen everywhere from earth to sky. Sikandar Lodi walked up from the stage trembling and came down and bowed down to God. Hail Satguru Dev Ji.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन। अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org। संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है। अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541।